You might have noticed. No VTuber this time. Simple reason, hard drive failure. Maybe I'll build another one day, but honestly, that's not why we're here. In fact, I'm not even really a YouTuber anymore, I'm an author. But let's talk about Blue Protocol and why it feels off. Yeah, I said what I said. I'm part of the crowd who doesn't really like Blue Protocol. And if I told you why, it wouldn't be some shocking revelation. The combat is ambiguous at best, hollow story, weird design choices. It's been addressed by, maybe 20, 30 other people. Asmongold did something, I believe. If you want to hear the specifics, you can go to them, but that's not what I'm all about. What I want to talk about is why this revival exists in the way that it does. How did we get here? You know what I mean? Why did this become a culmination of these bizarre design no, not really bizarre. It's precedent for these design choices, but why did they choose to remake this game the way they did? That's what we're getting into.
So, are we all familiar with the concept of a lava lamp? It's just this torpedo-shaped thing where bright blobs of wax are moving up and down the tube, and they're making pretty shapes and they're colorful and they move. In motion, it looks something kind of like this. This is actually a really poor example, but it's like this, just not as bright as a real one. But this will become important later. Before I discuss why a lava lamp is important, let's take a look at the state of Blue Protocol right now. So we're sitting at a mixed aggregated review state as of today. And frankly, when it first came out, I remember I was at the Chinese restaurant and it was shown mostly negative. I tried digging through my Discord to show the moment when I told my buddy, hey, this thing ain't doing so hot. But I don't really actually see it in my history now. Maybe it got blown out between all the other crap I spammed them with. But no, these are not photoshopped. It really was at one point a mostly negative game. But since then, it has leveled out. The 20% of the people who were not a fan of this game have left, and the other 80% that linger are still here, and we are sitting at a pretty neutral state. As we can see from the Steam numbers here, the best amount they got is 94K. We dropped down to about 75K daily. So, well, that was an 80. Oh, they actually got 5 extra the other night. So, but today, for right now, it's at 75. So that's, if we did the math, about 70-ish over 94, we get 74%. So let's just do, it's 80. Let's do 80 over 94. What does that give us? 85%. So my 80-20 split is close, but what's on what we're looking at here isn't my math. What we're actually here to examine is how did we get, what is this 80% of the people that remain looking for when they're actually playing this sort of game? Well, it's actually not that big of a mystery. The trailer kind of shows us all of what they're looking for up front. The players that stick with this kind of game are actually just in it for the vibes. They just like the art. They like being in a world where there's people milling about. They're not doing much, but at least they're moving. Just cool looking shit. They're not really here to challenge themselves or to really beat a game, I would say. They're here just to kind of stare at a bunch of moving, pretty bright colors, as in, like a lava lamp. Yeah, I wasn't around during the 60s, 70s, maybe it was even 80s, between 70s and 80s. Either way, when these first came out, they made a comeback in the 90s. We go to Hot Topic, we stare at these things like, oh, that's neat. And then that's it. They were just neat. It was a very novel thing. They're still very much a novel thing. I don't even know if you can get them anymore. Actually, let's take a look. Can we get them anymore? What do they run us? They cost us, oh boy, it's $100 for that one. 30. Oh dear God. Okay, so it's about $30. So you spend $30 to stare at a pretty, well, yeah, you would stare at this thing, and that was your next 5-10 minutes. But I would say some people take that to the extreme. Now we got games like Genshin, Wuwa, Triple Z. When I look at, well, wait, this is Amazon. I'm such an idiot. When I look at this new wave of like gotcha games, well, this does it best. They're kind of a snooze fest for me because I'm not looking for a lava lamp to stare at. I'm looking for something to overcome, something to actually beat, something to actually challenge me. So, like my latest games, I got like Tainted Grail. Yeah, that's kicking my ass pretty badly at the moment. But you can see I racked up 40 hours total, 20 within the past like 2 days. We're gonna ignore this title over here. That's gonna um people who know, they know. But I couldn't get the Digimon because that's more of tying back to Star Resonance, where it's like you're just in it for the vibes. The game kind of plays itself. You just want your pretty lava lamp. Gungrave. I need to get back into that. But that's kicking my ass. Bullowitch, even for how janky that is, I still dig it. Surrounded. 60. Now that's not really a super challenging game, but there's plenty to like do. I want to like go out, explore the world, craft shit, kill zombies, etc. But that's the state of things. How's my Tekken doing? I got 80 hours and I am trash at that. But that's the case in point. So like I am not the target audience for Blue Protocol. What Blue Protocol wants is a lava lamp zombie, just someone who wants to just stare at the pretty colors and just log up, just punch in, log up the hangout time, spend a little money on more pretty colors, and that is their experience. And I believe I w- I went into this thinking that is an invalid way to exist. Like that was my immediate thought. And then I'm like, now wait, hold on a second. Like that doesn't seem right. And then I did some hashing out my own thoughts and I realized, you know, maybe that's not such a horrible way to exist. Not for me, but like, people are tired from work, tired from school, tired of not being able to afford living. Can't really blame them. So, uh, yeah, maybe that's what people need these days. They just need a lava lamp to stare at. And that's why I imagine, let's do a quick search here. What are the top, does that be mobile? Let's do mobile. Top mobile games. Top mobile games right now. The Genshin's up there. COD Mobile, Triple Z. Actually, this is not ranked. It's really like a ranked. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. The point is that, those games come up. And then let's do top games 2025. What's good right now? Claire's good. That's very challenging. Kingdom Come, that's very challenging. Split Fiction. See, but here's the thing. Like, I thought I was on to something where I was like, yeah, people just wanna, they just want to chill out and just stare at a lava lamp all day. But now that I look at some of these games, I'm like, that don't seem right. These are real games. I know. Okay, Madden's not a real game. We know Madden's definitely not a real game. But like Wu Chang, that'll kick your ass. Doom the Dark Ages probably kicks your ass. I haven't played since the 2016 one. Um, Ghosts of Antifa. I actually don't know what that game's like. I hear we've already heard the things. So I let someone else think into that. But yeah, so I believe that we are sitting, or not sitting. I believe that this game is not appealing to the hardcore MMO audience or RPG audience or people who are actually just like want to play like a game. And this is more for the people who like to do like fashion and Fantasy Star or like fashion in Final Fantasy 14, for example. The ones that just kind of log in, role play, and we stare at them kind of funny. Those are the people that Blue Protocol's for. And I guess that's a valid way to get on with your life. But frankly, no, I want a game that, it is a game. It presents a challenge. You progress towards being better at the game, etc. I don't want to punch in and just exist. Look at the pretty colors. Be a lava lamp zombie. Not my thing. But I think that's the core problem with Blue Protocol as it is right now. Now, the other problem is that in the state that it's in, you can't, or rather, there's so much investment in it now, I would imagine, that they can't take it down a third time, retool it, make it into like a real game. Well, I keep doing that. I keep going, hanging out an invalid experience, which it is not. That is a very real way to experience some games. But when your whole premise of the game is just to vibe and just be there, I don't see it. And people call for the end of service on this guy within the year. I kind of see that. If the world was trending where this kind of game wasn't popular right now, yeah, it would totally die by wallet. But we're in the age where games where you're not being challenged, etc. That's really the let's call it the meta. That's the meta of how you want your games to be right now. It'll do all right. It'll survive. It's not going to do great. They'll at least break even maybe, but it's not going to become a game for people like me, for people who like the Souls games, the Doom games, all the games are trying to actually kill you. It'll never be that. It can't be that. But it does exist for the other side of gaming, which is the lava lamp watchers, the guys who play Stardew, Minecraft, and just exist in their world. They're not trying to get to the end. They just want to build a square box and be in it, which I guess that's fine. But that's the big mystery, I believe. It's just that there's a huge disconnect for people who want like a full gameplay experience, and the people who uh, just use games to eat up time that they don't really have. But that's a different discussion for a different person.